Have you ever wondered what the real personality of an idol who shines so much on the world stage looks like? Do they remain humble behind the glitter of the camera spotlight? Recently, a story about Jungkook, the youngest member of the global group BTS, caused an uproar online. The story involves her interaction with a flight attendant in the middle of an air journey full of surprises. However, there is something bigger than just a regular story. It's a story that shows who Jungkook really is, away from the sparkle of the stage and the clamor of fans. A journey that went viral. This story began like an ordinary journey. Jungkook is known to take commercial flights on his private trips, something that rarely happens given BTS's hectic schedule and overwhelming level of popularity. However, what happened on the plane changed the views of many about the true personality of the idol. According to a flight attendant who worked on the flight, Jungkook got on the plane in a simple style, wearing a hoodie and mask, looking like an ordinary passenger. However, the aura he exuded made anyone who saw him instantly feel that he was no ordinary person. Some passengers didn't even realize they were on a plane with a global superstar until they heard a whisper from the other cabin crew. According to the story shared, the moment occurred on a business class flight. The flight attendant admitted that she did not expect that one of the VIP passengers she had to serve was Jungkook from BTS. He explained that from the beginning of the flight, Jungkook seemed relaxed and away from the impression of a celebrity who is usually known to be arrogant or demanding. In fact, he said that Jungkook politely thanked him every time he was treated to food or drink. She not only said thank you but always did it with a sincere smile, the flight attendant wrote. I have served many important passengers before, but there is something different about Jungkook. He was not only polite, but also really treated us, the crew, with a respect that I have rarely met. However, there was one moment that really moved the stewardess and her colleagues. When one of the crew seemed to have trouble lifting heavy items into the cabin, Jungkook got up from his seat and offered to help. This gesture, although simple, is clear proof that behind his status as a global superstar, Jungkook is still someone who cares about the people around him. When this story began to spread on social media, ARMY, as BTS fans are called, reacted with a mixture of emotions. Many admitted that they were not surprised because they believed that Jungkook did have a good personality. However, some fans also feel that this story provides a new perspective on how Jungkook behaves off stage. That's why I joined the ARMY. BTS not only talk about love and kindness, but they also really practice it in everyday life, one fan wrote on Twitter. However, not a few also question whether this story is too exaggerated. In an entertainment world full of carefully curated imagery, is it possible that these interactions are just a coincidence, or even part of a strategy to strengthen Jungkook's public image? To understand Jungkook's actions, it is important to look at his life journey. As the youngest member of BTS, Jungkook debuted at a very young age, namely 15 years old. Since then, she has grown up under the spotlight of the world, with great pressure to be perfect in the public eye. However, Jungkook often talks about how he tries to stay humble, inspired by the other members and the fans who always support him. In several interviews, Jungkook once revealed that he tries not to forget the values taught by his family since childhood. My parents always taught me to treat others with respect, no matter who they are, he revealed in one of the BTS Festa interviews. However, are these values enough to explain Jungkook's impeccable personality in the eyes of the public? Some observers of K-pop culture say that idols like Jungkook also have to face very high expectations in order to maintain their image. Not a few believe that this kind of personality is also the result of intensive training received by K-pop idols over the years. Despite the many positive stories about Jungkook, it cannot be denied that he is also an ordinary human being who definitely has flaws. On several occasions, Jungkook has admitted that he is still trying to overcome his insecurities, especially when it comes to meeting expectations as a member of BTS. Sometimes I feel that I have to work harder than anyone because I want to show that I deserve to be here, he said in an interview. This recognition shows the human side of a Jungkook, who despite looking perfect on the outside, also has internal doubts and struggles that he has to face on a daily basis. These small interactions on board, though seemingly trivial, have sparked a broader discussion about the true personality of a world star like Jungkook. Does it really reflect who he is? Or is it just a small part of a more complex story? ARMY and the world will certainly continue to admire Jungkook, both as an individual and as part of BTS. However, this story also reminds us that even the biggest stars have a human side that is sometimes only seen in small moments. And amid all this speculation and admiration, one big question remains hanging. If this simple interaction is able to show Jungkook's true personality, what else do we not yet know about him? Is there another side of the golden mean, still waiting to be discovered? Or is this just the beginning of a bigger story? Only time will tell. One thing is for sure though, this story is a reminder that small actions can have a big impact. For a Jungkook, maybe this is just a part of his personality shaped by family values and life experiences. But for people who hear these stories, simple moments like helping the crew of a plane or saying thank you sincerely are reminders that kindness, no matter how small, has the power to inspire. Behind the sparkling world of entertainment that is often full of drama and scandal, stories like this are a breath of fresh air that shows that idols are human. They, like us, have moments where their true side shines off stage. Jungkook may be a global superstar, but in the eyes of the flight attendants he helps and the crew who feel his sincerity, he is an ordinary human being who cares about others. The story also provides a lesson for many, both fans and non, that no matter how high a person is, humility is a trait that will always be valued. A simple act such as a smile or a small favor can touch the hearts of others and have a much greater impact than we imagine. In the end, Jungkook and his story on board not only reflects who he is, but also reminds us all to be the best version of ourselves, no matter where we are. And for a Jungkook, this may be just one of many moments that prove that he is not only an idol on stage, but also in the hearts of many people. In the days that followed, stories of Jungkook's interactions on the plane became more widespread, attracting the attention of various international media. Many began to respond, including professionals in the aviation industry, who praised Jungkook's humble attitude. Some flight attendants from other airlines even shared their experience of serving famous celebrities, who, unfortunately, do not always show a similar attitude. This further reinforces the view that Jungkook is an extraordinary figure, not only on stage, but also in everyday life. On the other hand, this story also gave rise to discussions among fans and netizens about the importance of appreciating the human side of idols. In a K-pop culture that often demands perfection from its artists, moments like this provide space for the public to see that they are individuals who have a sense of empathy and concern for others. Not a few consider this story to be one of the reasons why BTS and its members continue to get love from various walks of life around the world. However, behind the flowing praise, some skeptical voices remained. Some have raised questions about the extent of the story's authenticity, given that the entertainment industry is often involved in trying to build a positive image for its stars. Nonetheless, most fans believe that small acts like this are hard to engineer, especially when it comes from someone who is always under the public spotlight. This story also sparked reactions from other BTS members. In a live broadcast carried out a few days after this story went viral, one of the BTS members, RM, briefly mentioned the incident. With a smile, he said, "Jungkook has always been like that. He may be the youngest in the group, but he always knows how to treat others well. It wasn't something we taught him, it was purely a part of him." RM's comments further reinforced the belief that Jungkook's personality is not just an image created for the public, but a reflection of the values he held since childhood. Fans are increasingly proud of their idol, not only because of his achievements and talents, but also because of his down-to-earth nature. Although this story is slowly beginning to sink in among other news, its impact is still felt. The story of Jungkook's small actions has inspired many to show kindness in everyday life. In fact, on social media, hashtags such as #BeKindLikeJungkook have emerged, which are used by fans to share their experiences of performing simple actions that bring happiness to others. In the end, this story is not only about Jungkook, but also about how kindness, no matter how small, has the power to spread and inspire. In a world often filled with negative news, moments like these serve as a reminder that warmth and care still exist, even in the most unexpected places. And for Jungkook, it may be just being himself, but for many, he has become a symbol that kindness is a universal language that can be accepted by anyone.